Hey everyone, Sawmill Charlie. Well, it is May the 16th. It is a bright and sunny day. The bees are flying. And today is the day where I'm going to check my cell builder. I grafted on Monday evening. I grafted 30 cups. And hopefully there will be some in there that will have been accepted by the bees. And they will have capped queen cells there because it's been 6 days since I've grafted. And then we will go ahead and get into the hive and check that out. And if I do have some cells, then we'll take them on down in the basement where my homemade incubator is and put them in there for the next, about 6 days or so. And then I will have mini mating nukes made up. I think this year I'm going to use 5-frame boxes and try to grow my new queens so I can just drop them into my hives in late June. That'll be something else that we'll do some videoing and another experiment in the bee yard. So let's go ahead and get into this here cell builder, and you're going to be the first ones, just as like I am, to see whether or not I did any good. One thing, the grafting material was not all that great. There wasn't a lot of right age larvae to choose from, and I did bump the cell builder hive when I was trying to put some pollen patties in there, and hopefully I didn't shake any of the larvae loose out of the cup. So let's go ahead and get into the hive. All right everyone, I'm here in front of the cell builder. It is a 5-frame nuke. I've got 5 frames over 5 frames. So what I did was I went through these demery hives and all the hives that had brood above the queen excluder from down in the bottom of the brood chamber on the top box. I harvested 10 frames of solid brood and bees, and I put them in this cell builder here. Right now it's got 3 boxes because there's a juice jar inside, or a sugar water bottle. And I've also put a pollen patty on here. I put a bee bite on here, give them all the kind of nutrition and feed that they need to hopefully make great queen cells forming and to give good nutrition to those queens that are in development. And that's where I got the brood from all the rest of my production hives. And so the brood is hatching out. I've got fresh nurse bees. Will be the best thing when it comes to making brand new queen cells and making jelly for them to feed those new queens. So let's go ahead and get inside the hive, and we'll take the lid off here, and like we might have smashed some bees right there. Go ahead and take this here, basically a shim off. It does have a frame in it with some bees. That's where I had taken the out of the hive here. Now here's my sugar water jar. It did have a frame of nectar alongside of the grafting frame. Let me go ahead and bring you up a little bit closer so you can get a good view of this. All right, I got you up closer so you can see. And the white frame here, which is a wooden frame, that is my graft. I actually got it marked right there. It says graft. The frame off to my left is a nectar frame where the bees have hatched out of that frame and they filled it full of nectar. And then this frame over here is more brood frame. Right here I had a bee bite, and right here there was a pollen patty, and they are gone, and they've only been on there maybe all of a week at the most. So hopefully that translates into some good grafts. So we're going to go ahead and very gently push these frames out of the way and pick this graft up, see what I got, if anything. it looks like to me I've got I'd say about 100% right there. Blowing them out of the way. There we go. We've got 30 cell cups capped and drawn out. Nice long looking cells too. I'm going to get it in frame here for you so you can see that. Alright, the next thing to do, I need to get a bee brush. Do not shake this frame or anything when you're working with queen cells. Don't, and try not to bump the hive either. We will brush off the bees here, and then we will head on down to the basement where the incubator is. Alright, I got my bee brush out of the truck. I'm going to go ahead and gently brush these bees off back into the hive. And they're coming off. They like to hang out on these kind of hard to get them off. They want to cover up the cells for sure. All right, one more look here. Beautiful, beautiful cells. All of them have been capped. They are looking good. I've got different amounts of jelly. You can kind of look right at the top of the cups here and see the white jelly in there. Some of them have a lot, some of them don't have a whole lot, which kind of tells me that the queen has been consuming that jelly. So let's go ahead down to the basement and let's put these cells in the incubator. All right, everyone, we're down in the basement here, and here is my incubator. It's a homemade incubator made out of a refrigerator. The bottom box, have you seen in previous videos, is my hot box to heat 5-gallon buckets of honey. The top box, which used to be a freezer, I've got a heat lamp in there with a Inkbird temperature sensor, and also a fan and a little dish that will hold about 16 ounces of water in there. We want about 50-60% humidity. We want to keep the environment up here about 93 degrees. And we will take and put the queen cells in up here, and then I will have to have them in a mating box by this coming Thursday, and then they will hatch out a week from today, which will be Saturday of next week. So we're going to go ahead and get these cells put in. Let me open up the top here, let you look on in. Nothing fancy, and let me go ahead and bring you up a little closer so you can get a better view of this. All right, everyone. We've got the cells here. I transferred them over to the easy peasy cages. Got them on the tray. And I'm going to go ahead and open up the incubator here. And what we've got, I've got a heat lamp over here. I've got a little 4-inch fan that blows constantly. Over in the corner is a little deli tray that you would buy that process pre-sliced meat, something like that, like ham or something. and I fill that up with water. There goes the light because it's below 92 degrees, I believe I got it set. It's plus or minus 1 degree on my Inkberg thermostat. Above, up on top, you'll see I got a jug of water. Now that water in this incubator, you better check it about every 3 days or so, because it will evaporate within this cavity. So I've got my 30 cells here. I'm going to go ahead and put them right there. The fan's blowing off to the left over towards the water. Got the heat lamp kind of pointing towards the roof here. I don't want any direct, I'll say, heat there. And now we're ready to shut the lid, or close the door actually. But make sure that you don't slam it. Everything has to be very cautious when it comes to dealing with cells. You don't want to jiggle them, drop them, bump them, because the larvae will drop out of the jelly and they won't be able to move. They'll keep on eating, and then they'll die within the cocoon. So we'll be back Thursday of next week. I'll take these cells out. By that time, I need to have 30 mating boxes set up. And then we will drop the cells into those boxes. I'll either, depending on the weather conditions, I'm going to try to put them with a brood frame that has cap brood or open brood, most likely cap brood patch. Put that cell real close to that cap brood patch. That way when the bees, if it does get cold, cover that patch of brood up, they will also cover that cell up. But that cell will hatch within basically 2 days. And then she'll be a virgin. She'll be inside the mating box for approximately 5 to 7 days, and her exoskeleton will harden. Her ovaries will develop, her wings will get dry, and then after that, she will be able to go out and fly and get mated and then come back. And approximately, let's say, no longer than about 2 weeks, you should see some type of evidence of eggs within that mating box. So until next time, please like, subscribe, click the notification bell, share my videos with your friends, and have fun with your bees.